Any of you that have seen IGN's spoiler chat video on Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, you already know it's garbage. You just know it is. They're getting disgusted over the fact that Metal Gear Solid 5 as a whole was going to be a much darker, more grittier story. Hell, even Lucy O'Brien quotes Hideo Kojima.
Kojima has said that what he wants to do with Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain is go through, go into darker, grittier, more mature sort of territory. I've actually printed out his quote from the preview event that was held in Tokyo recently. "I'm already thinking about sensitive things," Kojima told IGN. "If we don't cross that line, if we don't make attempts with what we want to express, if we don't go beyond that, we won't be able to achieve what movies or novels have achieved. It's trying to go beyond what the original media was supposed to be. If we don't go this far, games will never be considered as culture." And he also says, look at something like Breaking Bad. I see these guys are trying to go to the limit, trying to take things as far as they can, trying to get their message across.
Oh wait, but there's more. They're disgusted by guts. Because there's been guts in every other single video game with an M rating. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Moody, you're playing at night, and then you've got that scene, of course, on the helicopter with the guts, and you've got the nails. And
so I kind of suspected, what was coming up, and I did feel like it was out of place in a Metal Gear game. Like, I've seen plenty of
But you've seen it in all the trailers, have you not? Have you not seen the Ground Zeroes trailers? Those trailers were like everywhere online. There was no way you could have missed that. There is no excuse for you to say, well, it doesn't seem fitting. You kind of already saw it before it even happened. Actually, I take that back. You did see it before it even happened. You saw it way before you even got your hands on the game. So you can't even complain about that.
Fistfuls of intestines elsewhere. I've watched CSI and I've watched Saving Private Ryan, and you've seen the insides of people's bodies lots of times.
Yeah.
Sort of elsewhere. It did feel weird to have such a kind of a really brutally, medically realistic sequence in a Metal Gear game.
It did, and I felt that suddenly taking it to this really, really, really dark territory it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. I mean, besides the slightly problematic sexual connotations that were involved in the sequence itself, but yeah,
Wait, you mean I was supposed to have a hard-on that part? Well, shit. Is there something else you should tell me? Like, I don't know, like, Paz's age or something? Please inform me more, IGN. I need to know.
I already wanted revenge. I already wanted to, to kick this guy's ass. I was already angry, and yet we get this second bomb. And I think that's the thing that annoyed me. It wasn't the first bomb, it wasn't the ankles, it was the second bomb. And of course it was the placement of the second bomb, which, we've had a debate about. I'm fairly sure where where that bomb actually was in this girl. Even in Peace Walker, for example, a game that I love, but admittedly that had its issues too. I mean, this was a game where in Peace Walker, Paz was 15, yet you could still look underneath her clothes.
You do realize that if you've listened to the audio logs in Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, and even later in Peace Walker, you do find out that she's much older than that. She's in her 20s. She only looks younger, so she was able to she was able to act as a 15-year-old as part of her cover in Peace Walker. And it's all explained in Ground Zeroes as well. If you just listen to all the audio logs through Paz's Diary, I believe it's called in Ground Zeroes.
But yeah, I felt that scene at the very end of Ground Zeroes, it just tonally, it didn't work. I thought it was brutally violent for no good reason. And I think there's a time and a place for brutal violence. I mean, he brings up Breaking Bad. I think that Breaking Bad handles its brutal violence very well, and there's always a reason for it. It's never just to shock. Generally, it's as, you know, it's violence for punishment, or, well, usually it's violence for punishment in Breaking Bad. In Ground Zeroes, it felt like it was just there to really make us feel sick. And that didn't sit comfortably with me. I feel that that's kind of a shortcut. I feel like sort of doing that to a character, it felt like a narrative shortcut to me. I don't know about you. I mean, how did you feel about it?
I did feel like I'd already overheard you speaking about it.
You got disgusted by guts and Paz getting blown up. And that's a quote-unquote narrative shortcut. I don't think Paz, especially in 5, I don't think she really impacts the story that much. If anything, you know, it wouldn't be Paz, it'd be like Skullface or Chico or any of the other characters. Because I would think they impact the story much more than Paz does. Hell, I don't even think Paz had that big of a role in Peace Walker either. So, again, what's the big deal? Because you saw a bunch of guts in the ending, which you've already seen in all the trailers? And because of the fact that she blew up, get out of here. That's such a big problem. And you even quote Hideo Kojima himself. Like I showed you earlier. You all quoted Hideo Kojima himself. And he said himself that he was trying to go for a more mature audience. So of course you're going to see these kind of things where they're much more darker. I'm glad that Hideo Kojima is doing something like this. I'm glad. Because this means he's pushing the boundaries that games had for a very long time. He's making a more mature game, something we haven't really seen in, I don't think ever. I don't think we've ever seen something like this. And if we have, then I don't really know about it. So please inform me, and I would like to know. I really would. I'd like to, you know, see other games that do that. I think that, you know, being able to try something new and try something that's a lot more mature than what most games are going for, I think that, you know, that would be something good. I don't know why that's such a bad thing. Anyway, guys, I'm done with this.